Grand Slam track, founded by four-time Olympic champion Michael Johnson, will be airing on the CW network for its inaugural season. And the man, the myth, the legend himself is here to tell us all about it. Good morning, Michael.
Hi, Brad. Great to be with you this morning.
All right, how did the idea for Grand Slam track come about, and why is it important for you to start this league?
I think if you look back over the last last couple of decades of track, it's struggled outside of the Olympics. It's the most important sport, and everybody's watching, every 4 years during the Olympic Games. And it's extremely popular. People get to know the athletes. They enjoy the track and field. And then after the games are over, they struggle to find and support those athletes. They don't find this sport in the same way that they enjoyed it during the Olympics, where you have the high stakes, the superstar athletes, and the head-to-head matchups. So we're taking, all of the things that people enjoyed during the Olympics, and now instead of having to wait every 4 years for that, we're doing it 4 times a year. The best athletes in the world deserve and need an exclusive home just for them in track. So we have Grand Slam track represents the league that is the exclusive home of the fastest people on the planet. What that does for the athletes is gives them the opportunity to compete on a grand stage, to show the world that they are the absolute best, compete against their rivals, and fans get to enjoy it.
Okay, can you describe the unique format for the Grand Slam track and events that make up each slam?
One of the things that we wanted to do with Grand Slam track is stay true to track as people know it. So it's all of the same distances, the same races that you see during the Olympic Games or World Championships or any other track meets. So 100 meters, 200, 400, 800, 1,500 meters, 3,000 meters, 5,000 meters. And then we have hurdles as well, the 110 meter hurdles and the 400 meter hurdles. So it's all of those same distances. What makes it unique is we have our athletes compete in groups of 8. Those 8 athletes compete in 2 different race distances over the 3-day weekend, and their combined score determines if they win as Grand Slam track champion or not. So in the short sprints, as an example, the athletes compete in the 100 meters and 200 meters. In the short distance, as another example, the athletes compete in the 800 meters and 1,500 meters. On the hurdles, the 400-meter hurdles and the 400-meter flat. So we have 6 of those different race groups for the men, 6 different race groups for the women, where they compete in those 2 different races, and their combined score determines who wins. That creates a lot more jeopardy. It creates amazing matchups because you might have one athlete whose primary distance is, say, the 800 meters, who competes in the 800 meters, but then has to compete in the 1,500 meters as well. Half of that field is going to be the opposite. Their primary distance is the 1,500 meters, but they have to compete in the 800 meters as well.
Michael, who are some of the racers that viewers should be paying close attention to this weekend?
So one of the things that's also really cool about Grand Slam track is we have 48 racers who represent over 50% of the medals that were won in track events in the Paris Olympics last year. So we're talking about the fastest people in the world. So they are all worth watching. And what makes the action so compelling is you're not going to get one athlete sort of dominating a race, because these are all the best in the world. So, if you look at the races that we have in the race group, some of them are the ones that fans have been most excited about are, say, our short distance group, the 800 meters and 1,500 meters, which features Cole Hawker, who's the Olympic gold medalist in the 1,500 meters, Josh Kerr, the silver medalist in that same race, and Yared Nuguse, who's the bronze medalist in that same race. So that's the entire podium from the 1,500 meters. And then they also have in their race group the Olympic gold medalist, Emmanuel Wanyoni, from the 800 meters, and Marco Arop, who is the Olympic silver medalist in the 800 meters. So that race is very compelling because you have all of those medalists who have to run their primary distance and the others, their secondary distance as well. You have the 100 meters and 200 meters, our short sprint group on the men's side with Kenny Bednarek, the Olympic champion and the Olympic silver medalist in the 200 meters. You have Fred Curley, who's a world champion and Olympic silver medalist in the 100 meters. You have Oblique Seville from Jamaica, Zarnell Hughes from Great Britain. So lots of different countries represented. You have Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, You have Gabby Thomas. So we've got lots of athletes who with recognizable names, but most importantly, they're competing against other world-class athletes who are not going to just sort of let them, kind of walk away with these races.
All right. As a four-time Olympic gold medal champion, what advice do you give these young athletes that might be just starting their career?
Yeah, so, our Grand Slam track racers are the veterans who, are doing the same things that I've done. They're out there winning medals. And so for them, they're all, very experienced athletes in what, they're doing. And that's why they're medalists. That's why they're champions. But for young athletes who are just starting out, in the sport, watch these athletes, watch what they do, how they actually approach the sport. These athletes are professionals, and so they all got their start as did I as a young athlete, where we found our love for the sport, and at the appropriate time, when you're a young athlete just starting out in the sport, it's most important to have fun and just enjoy the sport. That's how we all got our starts. How I got my start is how our Grand Slam track racers got their start. And it's why they're still in the sport, because they love it and they found their love for the sport. So the most important thing for a young athlete starting out is just to have fun.
Thank you, Michael. Don't forget, Grand Slam Track will air tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. and Sunday at noon right here on the CW7 Arizona.